SpongeBob battles the bulge. One cable channel is telling kids, get off your butts. The network is even going black, hoping to get kids outside to play, like we used to when dinosaurs roamed the earth. That and more of Janice coming up. Now, it's been a ritual for kids across the country. Every Saturday morning, the same thing. Turn on the tube, plop down on the couch in their jammies, and stare at the cartoons. Childhood. This Saturday will be a little different, though, because when those cartoons end on Nickelodeon, the TV will fade to black and stay that way. 3 hours of what we'd call dead air, starting at noon. The reason, they say, to encourage kids to get out and play. With us from Pittsburgh, Dr. Will Clower. He's a children's health expert and director of the PATH Wellness programs. What good does this do you think?
I think it does a lot of good. It's great to encourage kids to just get outside, and all this attention that it's getting for you and I is great too, because we can get out there with our kids tomorrow from 12 to 3 and do things outside. I mean, it's like you said before, when I was a kid back in the middle Jurassic era, we used to get out there and play. Mom would say, go outside, and we would go do things.
But you know what will happen instead? They'll go to the computer.
Well, you know, American children spend between 2 and 3 hours every day watching television, and that doesn't even count that screen time in front of the computer. But the data are great, because what they show is that if you turn off the television for just 30 minutes per day on average, then that by itself will drop children's BMI. Just 30 minutes a day. Don't even tell them to do anything extra, and they end up being active. So it's a great effort on Nickelodeon's part.
It's a box that became a babysitter, I guess, from the very beginning of cartoons on TV. And it seems that we've reached a point where parents, especially young parents who I know, are trying to keep the kids from ever staring at the thing, which is bad. But, you know, actually it's good.
Well, it is bad, because not only are you sedentary, so you're not moving, but again, great data showing that the children in front of the television tend to consume more. It's kind of passive overconsumption, and they're eating the wrong kinds of food. So not only are they not moving, but they're eating a lot of bad food. So it's kind of a worst case scenario for them.
So Nickelodeon is shutting down for 3 hours, and you know what that means? They'll all switch over to the Disney Channel.
Right.
I wonder what it is that Nickelodeon, I mean, forgive the cynic in me, but is it just a nice message that kids ought to get away from the screen? Or
it's a good commitment, but do you know what? Since they've been doing this, now this is the 4th year, there have been groups that have sprung up around the country, hundreds of groups for this Get Outside and Play Day, where communities will come together and they'll all do outside activities together. And that does 2 really good things. Number one, it gets them outside, they're burning more calories, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But more importantly, what it does is it exposes them to being outside, to playing, to riding their bikes, to doing things that will lead them to do that more later. That's really the gift that keeps on giving.
And for many